Are you looking for your Copilot in Excel button or Copilot in PowerPoint button? Did you even know that there is a new licensing? Yes, with Copilot 365 now, you have a label at the bottom left of your Copilot, but what does that mean? In my paid online course, Copilot Essentials from AI Beginner to Proficient, I have filmed a video on Copilot licensings and I wanted to offer it for free on my YouTube. So here you are, extracted directly from my paid course. Enjoy. We are May 18, 2026, and I need to update you on the Copilot licensing because everything has changed lately. So let's get going. So let's first start with the personal version of Microsoft Copilot. You have to be extremely careful because if you are in copilot.microsoft.com, you are not at the right place. You should not see this brownish interface right here because it is a not secure version of Copilot. And if you thought you took this course and that was about the personal version of Copilot, just ask me for a refund. You are not at the right place. So this is basically a chat GPT, but from Microsoft. So this is not what we are going to tackle into this course. Okay, so it's confusing, but we will talk about M365 Copilot Chat. And there is a free version and there is a paid version. So let me walk you through it just a tiny bit. So this one right here, the Microsoft 365 Copilot Chat, is pretty interesting. There is a lot you can do with the free version. There is a lot you can do with the free version. Let me just show you. And it is secure as well. I always hear, oh, Dave, it's not secure if I don't pay. That's not true. More on the security lesson in this course as well. So the 365 Copilot Chat, one thing that is brand new since April 15 of 2026 is that there's different free version of Copilot now, right? So I know it's confusing, but follow me here. You will need to validate the label. So at the bottom left, you have something that we call a label. You see here, I have Copilot Chat Basic. That's one of the two free versions, right? And how to access this version of Copilot, you go to m365copilot.com in your favorite browser, or you download the app, or you access Copilot directly via your Microsoft Teams, okay? So that's one thing. And now I'm going to give you an action item because I just told you there are two labels. So how do you know which label do you have? You have this one here, Copilot Chat Basic, and you have the M365 Copilot Basic. And these two, they have different capabilities. And this thing evolves so fast, it might change by when you watch this video, where we are May 18, 2026. And this is how it works currently. And which label you have, it will depend on your Microsoft 365 Office license, not your Copilot license, right? So depending on how big your organization is, you will be attributed a different license, but don't worry, I got you covered on which you can do in which label, okay? So it's free. And for the Copilot Chat Basic, which is towards the more bigger organization, you have still access to the chat experience. So you can still attach an Excel file, you can still attach a PowerPoint file and ask Copilot in the chat experience, say, hey, can you summarize this PowerPoint? Or hey, can you give me my top 3 salespeople in this Excel file, right? The difference is you don't have the Excel button or the Copilot like button directly into the apps, right? When you have a smaller organization and you have the M365 Copilot Basic, it gives you the same access as the Copilot Chat experience, Copilot Chat Basic, but you have a button in Excel, in PowerPoint, and Word with some limitation. They say during high traffic, high request from their tool, you will have access to less features, and at some point you will reach a limit. Okay, so you don't have like the full experience, but this is still like pretty interesting and pretty useful. Let me just show you here. Okay, so now you can also pay for Copilot, right? And don't worry, if you don't have the paid license, you can still follow through the course and you will get a lot. And maybe it's actually a good thing that you can see what the paid version can do versus the free version before I commit to a license, right? So the M365 Copilot, the paid one, it's grounded in the web and the work data. And full disclosure, I built the course using the premium version, but don't worry, okay? So let me just show you an example of why you should maybe get the paid version or not. I switch up to Word here, right? And you can see at the bottom right, I have a Copilot button which you might have even with the free version, depending on your label, as I just explained. When I click on that, I am defaulting to the allow editing mode, right? So even if you have the free version, you might still see that, or you can toggle back to the chat only. That's pretty easy. The difference between the two: allow editing will allow Copilot to do some edits on the document. So let's say I don't like the service section here. I can just select it and into the allow editing, ask a question and, hey, can you modify the services section to add some whatever, But where I see Copilot very useful when you have the paid version is that it's integrated in your whole 365 environment. So when you click here, for instance, you could go to the chat only, and then similarly to the chat experience, when you go to m365copilot.com, you have two buttons at the top. And if I pick work, Copilot has access to my previous Teams meeting recordings, my emails, my chats, etc. So I could go here into the Work tab and ask, hey, can you cross-reference the whole contract with what I agreed with my client in my previous discussion? And Copilot will just go there and make the cross-reference in your old 365 environment and helping you modify the contract based on what you said with your clients. It's very useful. It is the most integrated version of Copilot, but it's not necessary, okay? So let me recap real quick. First, you have two free versions of Copilot: the Copilot Chat Basic, which doesn't give you access to Copilot in Word, like we just saw, or Copilot in PowerPoint and Excel, but you can still attach files to the chat experience. And then you have the M365 Copilot Basic, which gives you access, but with some limitation, such as usage limitation in these 365 apps. And then you have the paid version of Copilot. M365 Copilot Premium is the name of the label, and it is grounded in your work data. It has full access in the 365 apps, such as in Teams, in Word, as we just saw. And there are some new features accessible. I won't list them all. It changes pretty fast. By instance, the Copilot notebooks right now, which you will see later in this course, are 100% only for the paid users. But I really see a future where these paid features become accessible for the free users, etc., etc. So I highly invite you to double check your labels. Don't get discouraged. This evolves pretty fast. Let's be agile, and you will see I will try to guide you whether it's available for you or not. And always double check. This thing changed very fast. By instance, the Copilot logo in the 365 apps in the past was at the top right. Now we're seeing it appearing at the bottom right, and we have to evolve with the tool. So I hope that was useful, and I will catch you in the next lesson.